what's going on?
Dude, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
We're cooking today.
Just seen the numbers flying up during the intro video.
It was obviously because they were here for the last one. They had to come back. What's up, Third Patriot? Big shout out. Everybody else out there, we appreciate and we love you. Thank you all for joining us. Desert, how's your day going, man? What's going on?
Today was long, but good. I mean, you know, the market crashed this morning. Well, crashed is kind of relative, but I was so busy I wasn't even looking at charts, so it didn't affect me. By the time I got home, everything's been coming back up. So,
dude, I'll tell you, I feel the same way. I got in the car this morning about 4:20 a.m. and I've been driving, sitting on my butt for until about 45 minutes ago. So
that's crazy. I can't believe the airport is 3.5 hours away.
Yes. And then once we got out there in the city, everything is busy. So we got to go. We had to go do some stuff, you know, get some things and all that. So me and the wife spent a little bit of a day. But I didn't notice the market crash. And then I came back and then you tell me about Korea and their martial law. I was like, what's going on? World War III? You know? But
so apparently the president thinks a bunch of communists are invading his parliament and attacking him. So he was like, all right, martial law, let's do this. And then he capitulated when the assembly came back and said, no, we don't want you to implement martial law. So he's like, all right, 6 hours later, we'll lift it.
I mean,
a lot of stuff going on over there.
It's a pretty good tactic. You guys don't want me to do anything? Well, I'm in charge of everything now. Right. Then you come back and I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, I was just joking. It was a joke. It was a joke. You all took it seriously. I needed a better position in Bitcoin.
Right.
So I got my entry.
It did a lot for the kimchi premium. I don't know. Some of our viewers might not know that, but like back in 2017, there was something called the kimchi premium. So what you would do is you would buy, let me shut these off. You would buy in Korea, you know, on a Korean exchange, you would buy your Bitcoin and then you would transfer it to like Binance or Coinbase or something like that. And you would sell it and then send the USDT back to your exchange in Korea, buy it, bring it back, sell it. And there was that premium because it had, you know, every exchange has a little bit. If you look at Binance and then you look at Coinbase, it's like off by $100 or $2 or something like that on Bitcoin. So, but today it was like an 8% premium between the two.
So now when you say, shout out to Third Patriot, thank you. But Mason said that this South Korea thing was related to XRP taking off.
No.
I was going to say, I don't know what Mason is thinking about. But maybe they wanted a better entry and it had taken off too hard. Like I said, you know, maybe it was just like, man, we got to get this market to cool off. It was market manipulation from the top, right? Shout out to crypto.
The president did not enact martial law because XRP was going through the roof and he needed a better entry.
He basically had, it sounds more like he had his Putin moment where it's like Putin, like, you know, that one video where Putin's in there and then like somebody hands him water or whatever. And then he's just like, I'm not going to drink the water because they handed it to me, you know?
Right.
I'd be like, that's what's happening in Korea. It's like, I can't trust these people. Martial law. And then he's like, okay, maybe I overreacted. It really just was a glass of water. So,
right.
Yeah.
I guess, I can't remember what party he is. I think he's like a populist party, like a conservative populist party. And then the other party that he says is filled with communists is the left, which sounds awfully freaking familiar if I must say so myself. But, you know, who knows?
I will go back and say, so like everybody out there, if you haven't watched it, there is an interview with Melee from Argentina with Lex Friedman. It is super good. I think it's like 2.5 hours. But Melee is very, very, very smart. And a lot of his perspective, changed a lot of my social and political perspective about the way that things are occurring. And so, like, what Desert was saying about the, I guess, like the political situation in Korea being similar to that of the U.S. After the Melee interview, I really do feel like media is like one of the biggest problems, and that a lot of this social stuff is just a scam because they're not actually like the people that are fighting about it don't actually care. But we should skip over that until we
You just now know that the media is the problem, bro.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. It's like I realized that, but I mean the way that he put it, I mean he's very smart, dude. His whole argument was so powerful. I just felt like I felt like the media in the US, at least before, used to be pretty honest, pretty straightforward. But I think that it has really just become, I mean, just like propaganda, paparazzi, like literally TMZ. Like TMZ, I used to think, wow, TMZ is like crazy. Like they're only covering like rumors and whispers of things that are probably blown out of proportion. But I feel like the news is basically kind of like TMZ now. So
yeah,
little stuff,
I mean,
and they spin the narrative, even if there's not really a narrative to be
blood
spun.
and death sells, bro.
Yeah,
There's a reason that CNN put a death tracker on their screen during COVID.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
true.
There's a reason.
But
because
you
that
should probably
that sells.
steer against those words just in case the overlords hear them.
Like, we're allowed to say COVID now.
Yeah, but death and blood. They're gonna be like, oh, talking about violence, hate speech. You know what I mean? That would be crazy.
Most of our viewers are on Twitter, and Elon ain't taking us down. So
yes. So if you're not on Twitter, you know, make sure that you like, retweet, subscribe on Twitter, and then go to YouTube, like, retweet, subscribe. We appreciate it. It helps us hit the algorithm. And yeah, so now we're gonna go into, well, I don't know. Are you cool with going a little bit early, market update, and we'll talk about crypto?
Yeah, we can go to a market update. Just remember, everybody, we go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST, bringing you the day's events, going through a market update, and a little bit of TA at the end of the show. So, all right. If you are ready.
Where do you think ADA is going to be at the end of the year?
Where is ADA going to be at the end of the year? $1.26.
$1.26.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's just my target for this long that I'm in. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds just like your target. It doesn't sound. We still got a little bit of time, man. That's your first take profit? Come on, man.
No, actually, I think so. We can talk about that when we get into the charts, but I don't see why we can't hit $1.50.
I think $1.50 is a really safe, secure bet. I've been seeing.
Remember, we only have 27 days left, and a week of that is Christmas. You know, we'll probably get a Santa rally, and then over Christmas and everything like that, you know, the market's not going to do much. You know, unlike Thanksgiving, Christmas is celebrated around the world. So,
hey there, Jaleesa. Big shout out to Jaleesa. Also, in the comments, in the description, you can see where you can buy merch. That'd be JPEG Empire merch. Jaleesa put that together for us. She's amazing. Make sure to also smash the likes. And Crypto King, look, I think that is possible. I would like to think that we'll get much closer to $2 before the end of the month, but I think
that's 100%. That's 100% pump in 27 days.
I was going to say, days. I think that Santa Rally will probably get us a nice bump. I could see to 150. I could see to 160 even. But I say over 2, I would be surprised if we went that hard that quickly. But again, I need to reiterate for everybody that's watching, you have to make sure that you like, subscribe, because Crypto King and I have this bet. If Bitcoin doesn't hit, well, if Bitcoin hits 200K, right, in this cycle, then I'm going to cover myself in creamy Jif peanut butter. So, you know, I already put it out.
Jif.
If you want to see
you're going to spend the big bucks, huh? You're not going to get the dollar store
okay,
brand?
Maybe I'll get Skippy. Okay, maybe I'll get Skippy. But what I'm saying is, you know, I like Jif, and my parents go to Costco, so I usually got a couple of big. Like, actually, when I travel to Central and South America, and they go through my bag, they're always like, "What the heck? You've got 4 of these massive things of peanut butter." I'm like,
the 48 ounce. I got a 48 ounce thing of Jif sitting on my counter right now.
Yeah, they don't make it like that outside the U.S. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It doesn't have all that sugary goodness. Like, it's not as creamy. It's just not the same. You got it. Yeah, you got it. But anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. Let's get into Market Watch.
Let's get it.
Boom.
All right. Let's refresh. So we got the most up-to-date data. Looks like we're up 0.6 today, coming in at $3.683 trillion in market cap. We have 24-hour volume at 404 billion. Bitcoin dominance keeps falling, 51.5%. Ethereum at 12%. And 18.5 Gwei will get you an ETH transaction. Let's see here. Bitcoin coming in at 95,678, pretty much flat on the day. Ethereum coming in at 3648, up 0.8%. We got XRP, even with the big crash, only down 5.9%, coming in at 254. We got Solana at 237, up 6% today. Nice little reversal. BNB at 760, big pump today at 17.3%. Got an article on the BNB about sandwich attacks on Smart Chain. Dogecoin down 1.1, coming in at 41.26. Cardano down 6.1% today, coming in at 120. And we got Tron with a 70% pump, coming in at 37.85. It was up even higher. I believe it hit like 41 cents today. Big pump out of nowhere for no reason. We got Tron. All right, let's look at the biggest gainers, and that would be Tron coming in at 70%. We got IOTA. There's an oldie. IOTA coming in up 51.7%, up 5.5% in the past hour. So it's still pumping. We got Virtual's
164% in the week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And what I want to say about Tron, did you see on Twitter that Justin's son ate the banana that he bought for $6.5 million or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
It was a work of art. And I remember back.
Oh, is that the banana taped to a wall?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So he bought that, and then everybody was like, oh, God. And my mom, me and my brother, like, I said something about it, and my brother was like, didn't that guy eat that banana too? And I was like, that's crazy. My brother's outside of crypto. He's a normal person. You know what I mean? He's a normie.
When somebody eats a $6.5 million banana, I think that kind of transcends different environment. You know, that's news.
Well, see, so then my mom is like, why would he do that? He was probably just laundering money. And I was like, Mom, Justin's son has more money than God. And that to say that, you know what I mean, in eating this thing that was $6.5 million, he's not laundering money. That's some dust in one of his old wallets. You know what I mean?
Well, it's still not even money laundering.
Well,
art is like the biggest scam, you know. Kind of like Hunter Biden getting $500,000 for a piece of art, you know.
Well,
look at this though. These are all these old coins. Neo up 23%, EOS up 22%, IOTA up 50%, Tron up 70.8%. This is an all-time high for Tron. Not just like a March all-time high, like a all-time high in the past 7 years. VeChain pumping, BNB pumping. I mean, these are a lot of old coins that are just pumping. It is that part of the cycle right now, I guess. So let's look at the biggest losers. We got that Kaya or whatever we were looking at last night is down 16.8%. Flare down 9.3% expected since XRP. I don't know what this is. This must have this ain't even 7 days old. And it just hit. It's already in the top 100. Stau.
Did you happen to see, did XRP take a massive correction or no? Well, okay.
XRP?
Yeah, it didn't, right? It kept pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the reason I was asking is because I saw somebody on my timeline, I think it was like 9 hours ago, maybe 10 hours ago, where they were like, I am 3x leverage shorting XRP with 275K. And he's like, if I'm right, I make $1 million. And then I also saw Martini Guy and a few others saying the same thing. And I don't know if it's just like engagement farming or if
well, they probably were shorting it because they're probably from like Europe or something like that. So they were up when South Korea started the whole martial law and everything started to tank. Their currency lost 3% against the dollar. I think XRP dropped like 52% on their exchange. Bitcoin,
52?
Yeah, on their exchange, on the Korean exchange.
Sheesh. That's crazy.
And Bitcoin dropped like 50% on the Korean exchange. It went down to like 60K or something like that. So, but yeah, XRP's down 7%. I remember last night it was at what, 272, 273, something like that when we were live.
Almost $3.
Yeah. So we got Sand down 5.5%. We got Cardano down 7% now, it says. Hedera down 6.8, XRP down 7, Athena down 4.2, Stellar down 3.5, Dot, Cosmos. All of these have been big pumpers. So it kind of makes sense that they're all getting a little bit of a retracement right now. So, but that's about it. That's the state of the market right now. What kind of headlines do we have?
So the recent ones I have are kind of similar. They're not my favorite, but there were a couple that I found interesting. So VeChain jumps another 18%. Can VeChain hit 2 cents this December? And I think that usually these kinds of articles are just like, you know, they're clickbaity. Something pumped. They want everybody to pay attention to it. But what I wanted to point out is that VeChain is something that I'm bullish on. I guess I'll go ahead and show this.
Did you say 2 cents?
Yes.
Well, it's at 7 cents, bro. So are you sure it doesn't say 20 cents?
You're right. It's just that they didn't put a 0 after the 0.2. So like, how would I know any better? You know? And for it to be at 2 cents is still, I mean, I remember we were looking at it at a penny and we're just like, VeChain, you know, they do boxing, mixed martial arts, UFC sponsor. I don't know.
One of the first RWA projects.
Yes, and then the supply chain management stuff. But
well, that's RWA. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I just feel like, personally, I kind of feel like the marketing. I haven't even been sharing this screen because I'm not going to go through a whole thing. But I personally feel like one of the things that VeChain has to work on is the marketing of exactly what their use case and purpose is. Like you kind of have to have, like for a project to really do very well, it has to be very clear what they're doing and what problem that they solve. And I feel like VeChain, at first, it was just supply chain management. So it was like really a clear winner for that, especially it being like Asian centric. There's a lot of people there. The market is huge. And so it was just kind of like VeChain is obvious choice. But then from the US side, at the time we were kind of having some tension with Asia. It was like, I don't know if they will sanction or like call them a security or whatever, or make it so we can't trade them in the US. So there was a little bit of stress and hesitation there. But yeah, so the 2021 all-time high was 27 cents. I definitely think it's going to beat 27 cents. I mean, do you think $1 is crazy? Like, do you think $2 is crazy this cycle?
For VeChain?
Yeah.
I think $2 might be pushing it a little bit. I'd have to look at the market caps, pull up Coin Perspective.
Yeah.
But I do know that a lot that was keeping it down last time
Was the
is kind
SEC
of like what
stuff.
you said with the tensions with China, and Coinbase wouldn't list it.
Yes.
I mean, it's only been listed on Coinbase since, like, I want to say it was right at the beginning of the bear market or mid bear market when it finally got listed on Coinbase.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing right there. I know I was using crypto.com at the time, and that's where I was getting all my VeChain was from crypto.com. So,
Yeah.
but
No, I absolutely
so
agree. Go ahead and put that up. Can I put it up?
yeah, you can put it up.
All right. So we love this, the Coin Perspective. Definitely check it out when you're thinking about how high a coin can actually go. Play with it. Play with this. See what is realistic, and then think about if it actually makes sense. Right.
So its current market cap is 5.7 billion. Circulating supply of 81 billion with a total supply of 86 billion. So it's almost fully diluted. I don't know what the emission rate is. Could it go to 50 billion? It could. I think it would be a pure speculation thing, but it is in front of everybody. Every UFC event, I think the contract's like 10 years. So everybody sees it. And they do have smart contracts now. They do have NFTs now. I don't know if they have like DeFi though. Speaking of, since we're on DeFi Llama, you know, Cardano's TVL hit 700 million.
Yes, I knew that it was getting close to 1 billion, which I mean, like, was kind of like thinking about it now. I want to know where Sui's at, actually. Yeah, that was okay. So 1.56 billion. That's funny because I was just thinking that because I remember Sui hitting 1 billion and us being like, man, is Cardano ever going to move?
And see, there's no, it's got a couple of DEXs, VEXchange or V-Exchange and V-Rocket. So there's a couple of DEXs, but that's about it. You know, it only has 759,000. It only has 1.29 million in TVL. But I mean, if it's got DEXs, then it's showing that it's got smart contracts. It's got, you know, things where it can do. Does it have tokens? Does it have native tokens? I don't know of any native tokens on VeChain, but I'm not real up on VeChain.
Well, like for them to have a DEX though, right? They have to have some native tokens. What is that? It was V-Exchange,
V-Rocket and V-Exchange.
Huh. Yeah, I'm curious to know. I haven't ever heard about any native tokens on VeChain, but also I am.
Oh yeah, sweet 1.56, 1.56 Billy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but like Cardano was way behind, and it is catching up pretty quickly. I think that's bullish.
There's some internal double counting that is excluded from the parent TVL, so some won't match.
Okay, so on
VeChain,
they do have some tokens, but I don't know if these are real tokens. because this one's called Banana, this one's called DBet, this one's called DHN, Dragon, Gold,
Banana.
Sky, Lion.
Isn't there like a V Chain Apes or something like that NFT?
Perhaps. Maybe that's
Like,
their
that's what I'm
incentive.
saying. Maybe that's their token. Those are probably tokens of like NFT projects. So if V Chain, is that right? $2?
What?
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, V Chain's not going to $2, bro.
Oh wait, what is that? Oh,
It'd be
that's
162
162 billion. Oh no.
Yeah.
I was looking at, I think,
No.
like 50 billion. I could see 50, 60 billion. What's that look like?
So if it goes to 70 cents, then we're at 56.7 billion.
So that's a 10x.
So
Market cap.
I would say if I had to put a range on it, it would probably be like 60 to 80 cents.
That's good.
I would
I
probably
think
start pulling profits at like 50 cents personally.
Yeah.
Because that's still this late in the market, unless you're digging deep into some degen stuff outside the top 100 or in the low top 100, I think it's going to be hard to find a 10 or 15x. You know, a lot of these coins have already multipled. You know, Cardano's not going to 10x from here. You know, my target for Cardano is 550 on the high end. So that's less than a 5x from here. You know, even SWE, my target is like 1250. That's only like a 4x from here. So
I don't know. The people on Twitter say $20 is FUD.
people on Twitter say a lot. And last cycle,
Oh, you muted yourself.
people on Twitter say a lot. And last cycle, they were calling for 350,000 Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And then when the writing was on the wall and we dumped after the Coinbase IPO, they're like, oh, well, we're still going to hit 100,000. We didn't even hit 70. So people on Twitter say a lot. And especially if they got a vested interest in that project. If they hold a big old bag, you know, it's kind of like wishing it into existence type of thing. So
absolutely. All right. So then the next one I got that I think is interesting. Oh, I'm hearing you echo, or I'm hearing me echo from your side now. But so it's this one. BNB chain hits record high sandwich attacks, exposing 1.5 billion in trades. And this is pretty massive, I think, because sandwich attacks happen all the time. Oh my gosh, is it not showing? Oh no, it's not up. I'm just talking about it. There we go. So BNB chain hits record high sandwich attacks, exposing 1.5 billion in trades. So this is important for everybody to understand, because on EVM chains, sandwich attacks are very, very common. This is something that happens often. And pretty much what it is okay, like let's say that I want to buy something at 1 penny. Okay, so I make my exchange. I'm buying this. I'm buying 100 at 1 penny. What a sandwich attack is that they see your buy, and there's a bot that actually goes in and purchases that at a penny already, or less than a penny, and then it sells it to you at a penny 0.2, right? And then so like if you're buying 100 of whatever it is, now the attacker has received that 0.2 on the 100, right? So they've made that extra money in your trade, which when you were initiating the trade, it looked like you were going to get it at that price you wanted, but because they were quicker than you and they were able to buy it first, push the price up, then sell it back to you at a higher price, you've been sandwich attacked. So it's extracting liquidity. What?
Well, it's like that. I think it's a little different. It's a sandwich attack is when they put a buy price before yours and a sell price after yours.
Or is it not is it not a sell price?
Yeah,
before
front running. Front running is where, they can do like microtransactions where they buy it and sell it real quick before you buy it. But like
Yep.
a sandwich attack is like if you put in a bid at 100, they put in the bid right before you and then right after you. So when there goes through, it pushes the price up a little bit. And then when you buy it, it pushes the price up a little bit and then they sell it. Boom.
Gotcha. And then so they get that extra spread.
Right.
So, yes. But one thing that I want to say about this is that there are ways to protect yourself from sandwich attacks. I'm not sure how it is on BNB chain, but if you were on Ethereum and some of the ETH layer 2s, one of the safest, easiest ways to protect yourself from sandwich attacks is using the 1-inch protocol, because the 1-inch protocol actually already has the sandwich attack protection, or the MEV protection. And on some of these other platforms, other EVM based chains, you sometimes have to find an MEV blocker, which is what you then have to use. But some of these exchanges are now including them into their decentralized protocols so that it protects everybody in the system from getting liquidity stolen from them.
I think, doesn't Jupiter do that? Didn't we cover a story about Jupiter?
I don't doubt that Jupiter does that. I think that Jupiter does.
Yeah, I think we covered a story about it before.
But sometimes there are also wallets or wallet like add-ons that you can put on that will let you do that. Just make sure that you're interacting with the safe, correct things, and honestly, find a tutorial on how to make sure that you get an MEV blocker on your exchanges, just so that way you don't get wallet drained. It'd be really sad. But yeah, so this is a lot of money that people are being able to sandwich attack. This is basically an exploit of, it says with one bot reportedly stealing 40 million in just 3 months. Dude, we are in the wrong business. I'll tell you what. On December 1st, sandwich attacks infiltrated over a third of BNB Smart Chain blocks, setting a record for the exploit that preys on decentralized exchange users. Data from Dune Analytics reveals. Analysis shows that 35.5% of blocks contained such attacks, with over 1.5 billion in trading volume affected across 43,400 transactions in a single day. But the spike underscores growing concerns around DEX vulnerabilities. In May, reports highlighted a single bot siphoning 40 million from 100,000 victims using the same attack within just 3 months. And yeah, that's crazy. But also, there is some speculation and whispers in the interwebs that things like these kinds of attacks could be from governing bodies and authorities. Basically, like the code is law thesis and like the belief that code is law, like by exploiting these kinds of vulnerabilities, then they can use them as something to point to as to why decentralized exchanges, why decentralized finance is not safe, right? And so by using these kinds of tactics, they can say, hey, this is not safe. We can't allow people to use these protocols. We can't give them free will. They'll get hurt. So we'll just control them,
Right.
But anyways, so I want everybody to keep this in mind. But what you can do is protect yourself, learn, educate yourself how to put an MEV blocker when you're making these exchanges and trading on decentralized exchanges. This is not typically something you have to worry about on centralized exchanges, but it just depends. Some of them get pretty sketchy depending on where you are. So there was that. Let's see. This was something that I thought was interesting. So Peter Todd advocates for space miners. Economics might make sense. Let's see. In an HBO, this guy denies that in an HBO documentary recently claimed he was the real Satoshi Nakamoto, an inventor of Bitcoin. Did you say that you thought that Todd might be it? There was a
No,
lot.
Adam Beck.
Adam Beck. Yes, I agree. I think that he is good likelihood. But Canadian computer scientist Peter Todd, a Bitcoin core developer, recently penned a blog post describing the feasibility of building Bitcoin mining facilities in the vacuum of space. According to Todd, it's not only possible to mine cryptocurrency in space using current technology, but also potentially economically feasible if the cost of sending cargo into space can be reduced. Thank you, Elon Musk. Physics-based look.
I was gonna say, yeah, Elon's already poised.
Yes, and like, dude, I hate to go on rants about how much I love Elon because he's doing so many things that I think are great. If we're going to become an interplanetary species, we need a quick, easy way to build cities on other planets, and that is the Boring Company that focuses on technology to be able to dig holes underneath the ground. That's one of Elon's companies. The other thing is, if we're going to be interplanetary, we have to have reusable rockets, and the cost of moving to space needs to be significantly less. His reusable rockets cost 1/100th of what previous NASA government rockets cost to build. And they're reusable. The NASA rockets were one-time use, so it was too expensive for anybody to do it. That's massive. Okay? Starlink having an internet net in the space, like in space, that can give internet to anywhere in the world for communication system is huge. Tesla, a solar company, okay? The most unlimited resource in the world is solar energy. So if we had a solar farm of satellites collecting energy, that would be massive. So he's got all these things together, right? And this is what we would need to be able to capture all the energy in other planets. So in that same breath, Peter Todd here, what he's talking about is Bitcoin in space. I think this is amazing. The idea of mining cryptocurrency in space has been discussed at length for years within the cryptocurrency community. Proponents often point out that mining operations in space could take advantage of unlimited solar energy and would leave no carbon footprint on Earth. Opponents, however, warn against the inherent centralization that might develop due to the relatively high costs of deploying, building, and operating extraplanetary mining facilities. On the technology side, both sides seemingly agree that there are obstacles that would need to be overcome to conduct operations in space, even if they were financially feasible to launch such a project. As Todd put in the post, every time this gets discussed, people inevitably raise objections that space isn't cold. Keeping things cold in space is almost impossible, and latency is too high. However, according to Todd, these people are wrong and have read too much oversimplified pop science and haven't done the physics themselves. And Peter Todd, computer scientist, maybe he's secretly an astrophysicist. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I think that this is an interesting thing because, I mean, I think that this is kind of the direction we have to go for things like this and for a market like ours to become global and be amazing. So here, look, they're talking about SpaceX. Yes, super cheap, takes a lot of things into space. I think that's massive. I think it's great. So let's see.
Yeah, latency can't be that bad because you got Starlink up there.
Yes. So, also, like, it's on the blockchain. So, like, I mean, I don't know. My thought is that basically, like, as long as your transaction is in, like, it'll get it.
Well, that's what he means. He means the latency due to the distance of connecting to the internet. But with Starlink, that's Starlink's whole thing. It doesn't have a lot of like upload and download, but it's a real low latency connection. So it's like better, more efficient. I don't know. It's some nerd stuff. So
yes, absolutely. So I will say beyond that, we got more of this. Marathon rolls out, Marathon Digital Holdings, they roll out advanced ASIC recycling with wind power. I think that this is cool. Recently, there was an article, I think it was yesterday, about how Marathon Digital actually raised 800 billion. It was like 805 billion in order to purchase more Bitcoin. So I thought that was massive. We've been seeing all this stuff about MicroStrategy and their numbers blowing up. Actually, this article right here is talking about 2 billionaires and their bets. But one of the things they're talking about is MicroStrategy and Galaxy Digital. And they talk about here how Palmer sees fair value on MicroStrategy at $650, about 86 or 68% upside from current levels. Galaxy Digital has at least 16% upside from current levels to 29 based on Palmer's analysis. MicroStrategy began as a software company by Michael Saylor, who has since morphed into a crypto loyalist with a net worth of about $9.6 billion on the back of his aggressive Bitcoin buying at the company. And what I will say is that money definitely does make you handsome. Although the software business remains robust, the total contribution from the software company is about $2 out of 650. What? Oh, $2 out of 650. How much that the software part is contributing. Interesting. I don't know why they wrote it like that, but I get it. Cool. Great. So Yahoo Finance executive Brian Sozzi on the opening bid podcast video, listen below. So why Bitcoin could easily hit 225,000 by 2026. Everybody, we're going to see a lot of this. Relax, chill out. Let's reevaluate.
2026, we're going to be in a bear market.
Yeah, 4-year cycles. And so take profits. What is it? October of next year? Or early?
October, November.
Yes.
Take profits along the way.
Yes.
I think we're going to see like a double top scenario. I mean, the second, not like a double top, but we're going to see 2 runs. We're going to see the run into Q2 of next year, the summer dip, and then maybe another run up in Q4.
It would be like if Target's CEO went out and started stocking up on Tesla cars for some reason to buy so they had batteries. Although strange.
Who said that?
I don't know. Let's see. Sailor, I can't compare to many other things, said Palmer. So this must be Palmer.
That's a horrible
strange
analogy.
His moves over the past year are akin to oil companies with reserves, and they are valued, not just based on reserves, but also the likelihood that they're going to tap those reserves over time, said Palmer. Yeah, that was, I had to read that.
Speaking of oil,
yeah.
Speaking of oil, did you see that Biden's or the White House put out a post taking credit for the low gas right now?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gas is the lowest it's been in 3 years, whatever. It's like,
we also had a pandemic and an oil shortage at the time.
Well, it's the speculators.
Yeah.
The gas went through the roof the moment Joe Biden nixed the Keystone Pipeline, nixed drilling on federal land, and did a whole bunch of stuff. It's speculation. Now they see Trump is coming back to office. They're like, oh, well, speculators have switched course, and now they know there's about to be a surplus.
Yep. I will. So this article right here, Curve Finance monthly revenues up more than 20% on DeFi surge. Guys, if you hold Curve Finance, I am not going to tell you that it is a bad investment. I'm not going to tell you anything besides the fact that the founder of Curve has had massive multi-million-dollar liquidations more than twice. And every single time it happens, everybody in the market is like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing. The market is going to zero. And so the fact that the revenue is up more than 20%. I'm excited about that. That's fantastic. It means that we probably won't get liquidated until after October of next year. So there won't be that massive liquidation. So don't worry about it for the short term, but still worry about it. So that was something that I wanted to talk about. Over the last 30 days, Curve has seen annualized revenue of nearly 37 million, according to Token Terminal. Again, we're in the wrong business. We need to start a DeFi protocol. We're not going to call it Liberty Financial. We're going to call it Freedom Finance. So everybody look out for the token. The pre-sale's coming soon. You can't sell it or trade it to anybody, though, after you buy it.
Right.
And, anyways, but so that's all I got really for the articles. There weren't too much of those things. I wanted to talk about. So I had one more article, but it was just talking about the mixed ETFs, how there are now baskets that are hitting the market. That is exciting. This is going to allow people to invest in one ETF that will have like top 50 crypto assets or different sectors of crypto assets. And this is now the trend. So I feel like the market in the TradFi world is kind of getting full, or will get oversaturated with overlapping ETFs and bundles of different baskets of probably different orders of the same crypto. So
right.
I mean, it's kind of bullish, you know. This is bullish for pension funds and bullish for a lot of these other things. So that's where I'm at. And then last thing that I got here, and then we'll go straight into some charts, is I think Hosky and Sneck are getting T1 listings this week. Binance and Coinbase better be buying.
I doubt it.
You know, it's L.
Yeah, because he's never wrong.
No, he's usually right for months and then years in advance sometimes.
Right.
So, you know? Anyways.
All right. Well, I got a couple articles here about, I mean, we got to talk about this because this is in our title. Bitcoin and XRP prices plunge in South Korea as president declares martial law. Amid political upheaval in South Korea, the price of Bitcoin fell by 33% on Upbit before rebounding, with XRP charting an even sharper dip. So it goes on to say, it just talks about how Bitcoin fell to 61,600. And then we come down here, and I think XRP fell to $1.13. So that's like a 50 some odd percent dip. And it just goes into talk about how the wons, I don't know why that's not counted, South Korean won's exchange rate to the US dollar also fell by 3%. But it offered, they even talk about it here. Look, as digital assets like Bitcoin traded at a discount on South Korean crypto exchanges Tuesday, the declaration of martial law effectively created an inverse kimchi premium named after the popular Korean dish. The phenomenon has a years-long history and reemerged this year. So maybe I had it backwards because this says an inverse. So maybe it was cheaper here and more expensive in Korea, so they would buy it on like Coinbase and sell it on the Korean exchange and then bring the money back and then buy and then sell. I thought it was the other way, but maybe it was the inverse of that. And then tied to South Korea's strict capital controls, the kimchi premium is largely based around how difficult it is to move money in and out of the country. As analysts, well, okay, we don't need to read that. Okay, that's about it. So basically, the president went all authoritarian and tanked the crypto market this morning. Probably wiped out a lot of longs. But then he flips course. Crypto markets claw back as South Korea reverses martial law. South Korean President Yoon Yeol has reversed his declaration of martial law after 6 hours, 6 whole hours of heightened tension at the South Korea's National Assembly. And then that's where you had 190 lawmakers in the country's 300-member parliament voted to reject the law. He goes on to say, I will accept the National Assembly's request to lift it. So basically, Declaration on Life sent reverberations across the global stage, prompting a response from the White House that it was seriously concerned about the developments we are seeing on the ground in the ROK. So, yeah, that is that. But everybody is back on track now, and we got no issues. Except for prices haven't really recovered yet. So
interesting. Clay Nation presents Braun and Brawny, Champ Medici, and Snoop Dogg. Death Row Records music release. This just happened. Charles Hoskinson retweeted it. He said, "Here's to my brother, Champ Medici, and Uncle Snoop Dogg."
Well, Champ is a big Clay holder.
Yes.
I believe.
Bullish for Clay.
Yeah.
So Snoop Dogg, they have a partnership.
All right. Before we get into the charts, everybody, let's reset the room. Do us a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you like what we put out every night, the best thing you can do for us is share this content. If you're on YouTube, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. We go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST, bringing you all the daily news and what's going on in the market, a little bit of update, a little bit of TA, a little bit of headlines. And if you're on Twitter, tag some friends, repost, all that good stuff, so we can grow this channel. We are here for you. So, other than that, you want to get into some charts?
Yes. The one that I'm really interested in looking at in particular, I mean, it actually is probably XRP, but there was another one. It'll come to me.
All right. Well, we got to start. So let's start with Bitcoin. So we have Bitcoin putting in a hammer candle today, which is actually kind of bullish, So we got the hammer candle. Should be a sign of reversal. We should start seeing it going back to the upside. Market Cipher is still showing the momentum going to the downside. Money flow a little bit to the downside, but the VWAP is starting to come back up, as we can see. It hasn't been able to really break the zero line over the past few days. Look, so this is back in November. Boom, we couldn't break it. We barely broke it. So we're getting ready to come back up and test the zero line on the VWAP. Hopefully we can get it to push through and get some nice spikes like this over here, sending our momentum on the daily back to the upside. We come in here. Let's go down to the 4-hour real quick. So this is what I have drawn out on the 4-hour. And that measured move takes us to about 112,000. So we are below the 21 right now. We do need to get back above the 21. We do got the momentum coming back to the upside. We got the money flow coming to the upside. VWAP is still going to the upside. Little bit of a bullish div right here on the 4-hour. Let me change that to white so you guys can see that a little better. So we got a lower low on the money, and we have a higher low on our RSI. So we got a nice little bullish div starting to play out a little bit. Seems like we can't get above the 21, which is going to be necessary for us to continue this. We had a nice little spike about halfway through our stream, shot up to about 96 and some change, 96,696. We shot up to about halfway through the stream. Let's go down in the 1 hour. So I am looking at so it might be hard to see. These blue lines aren't very, can't really see them. There we go. Let's thicken those up a little bit. So this is what I'm seeing for Bitcoin on the 1 hour. We're getting this flag. We do got the red dot on the momentum, so we're probably going to come back down. We are above the 200, which is good. We went up, we came down, we hit support, support, support. So as long as that 100, as long as that 2 hour, as long as the 2 hour holds on the, or the 200 holds on the 1 hour, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. So we might have a little bit of a retest right here. We're going to come down a little bit on the momentum. Looks like money flow is starting to dip a little bit. We did get a sharp dip on the money flow and the VWAP with the red dot. So I do see a little bit of a retracement, but it might just come down and then turn and go back up. Could be something like this over here. We get the clip, comes down, goes up, down, up, and then we get the drop. RSI is not overheated and it's still above the median line. So that is looking good. On the intermediate time frame, see, we had this big spike right here, right in the middle of the stream. Then we come back down, and here we are right now. We do have the momentum turn, green dot on the 7 minute. Money flow is going back up. VWAP's going back up. So that's good. We did not lose the 200 on the 7 minute. We lose the 200 on the 7 minute and we're dumping. So why is BNB chain token pumping new all-time high today? I would personally say the reason BNB is pumping is because not only do you get lower fees by holding BNB, a lot of people use it to swap in the ecosystem. There's just a lot of activity and it's just bumping. And BNB strong. BNB is probably the best exchange coin there is. It lost less of its market cap than almost any other crypto there is. It lost less than Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin dumped what, 75, 80%. BNB only dumped like 55, 60%. So BNB is a strong coin. It would probably be one of the only exchange coins that I recommend, unless you're buying an exchange coin to like lower your fees. Like on MEXC, if you own their coin, certain amount of their coin, you get lower fees. Weeks is the same thing. FEMEX is the same thing. But not to mention BNB is the biggest exchange in the world. So that would be my thinking on that. We can look at it real quick though. And you wanted to look at what, John? John, you're muted, bro. You're muted. I can't unmute you either.
I'm unmuted now.
There you go.
I was saying, I also would like to see BNB was what I was saying, but then what Super is one that I'm interested in looking at.
Super. Okay. You know, thinking about this now, what do BNB and Tron have in common?
Very low fees and stable coins.
They're both Asian coins.
Oh, yeah, larger markets, massive.
Well, it could have been a transfer of people getting into different coins in South Korea. As they sold off XRP, they could have moved it into something, into Tron, or people in the region trying to, buy up the dip or something like that. I mean, it's possible. A little far-fetched, but it's possible.
So what you're saying is that we need to full send on Kaya, whatever that coin is.
No, not full sending on any coin that just merged.
Yeah, guys, not financial advice. But
BNB though. So BNB with a massive pump today. I do expect a retracement. It is pumped so far away from the 21. It's kind of crazy. So we got the little reversal dot on the Lux Algo, Nawadia, Watson, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's just a trend, Red triangle goes down, red triangle. It's not like a definitive, you know what I mean? But look, red, dip, red, false move, red, dip. So red, dip, you know what I mean? Green ones don't seem to work that good though. Green, it still dipped. Green, false move, green, it pumped. Green, it dipped, then pumped. Red seemed to be a little more accurate. Red, dump, except for these ones back here. Red pump, red pump, red pump, red pump. So like when it's really wrong, it's really wrong.
Yes.
But no, BNB is a good coin.
Don't short
I like
the
BNB.
first.
Let's go the 4 hour. Wow, it's still, you can't really chart that. We have to. So here's the thing. When high time frames are going parabolic, what you need to do is go down to the smaller time frames to see what's going to keep happening. You know what I mean? Because if you got one candle and it's pumped, well, there is no pattern to look at unless you have SR levels and stuff like that. And we're talking about, we're in price discovery mode. So BNB is all-time high. We're now in price discovery mode. We don't have any old TA to go back and look at. We don't have all-time highs to look at. We don't have any kind of SR levels above us to look at. Straight price discovery mode. So what you're going to want to do, you want to come down to these smaller time frames to see what's going on. That's crazy, huh? But it does look, okay, you can see, obviously, these are bearish divs, right? I mean, the price is going parabolic and the RSI can't keep up. Even the momentum is going and it finally rolled over. But the 21, like we always talk about, the 21 is like a magnet. It's like magic. It always comes back to the 21. And we have the price. Look, candles, boom, bounced right off the 21. We're starting to round out a little bit. We got the RSI starting to round out a little bit. So we could start to see a move. The bearish divs could have already played out. And we start to see this round the bottom a little bit and then maybe take on its next leg. Let's go to the 7 minute. I would say that is kind of flagging out. But if that's the case, I would probably only bring it down to about there. I mean, we could see a move to 820. I mean, that's still another 10% move. A little 3x, 5x, 10x leverage. it's a big move, you know, 30, 40, 100%.
Yep.
So I do like BNB. It ain't going nowhere. It's already been sued, and everything is copacetic now. So, you know, there was a different coin. Oh, you said you want to look at Super, huh?
Yes. And after that, I have to call it.
Huh?
After that, I have to call it.
You have to call it?
Yes, I have to call it. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I got kids.
All right. So
Do you know-
Super. Super looks like, well, that's 7 minutes. Let's go to the daily. Super had a nice pump today, it looks like. We're still not overheated on the RSI or the momentum, so that's good. Money flow still going to the upside. VWAP still curving. It might be getting ready to curve down a little bit, but money flow going to the upside. Nice big candle. What was that? So it looks like it might have broke out of a cup and handle on the daily. So from the rim, it would be about a 60% move from its current price. We're still looking at about another 37% move if it's going to play out this cup and handle right here. So that's not too bad. I don't know. So there's not all-time high. This is on Coinbase. I don't know if it originated on Coinbase. I mean, I'm not going to count that scam wick up here to like $4 or anything. But it launched, dumped. This might be, well, yeah, 2021. That sounds about right. I don't think Coinbase is the original. Let's see here. Binance probably has a longer chart. There we go. That makes more sense. Well, February 2021. So Binance is the same thing. Probably got listed just a little bit after Binance. But it has a scam wick all the way up here to like 480. So it's possible. And we just broke our March high. So we just broke
Price discovery.
our March all-time high. But I would still, this is probably what I would see right here. And this is the March all-time high right here. So I'm looking at a price target. Whoops. Of about $2.34 for Super in the relative near future, which is good because that's in the DCA portfolio.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
So let's look at ADA real quick. We'll go down to the 4 hour, maybe a little lower than that. ADA's been kind of accumulating, which is nice. So ADA's kind of been bouncing around right here. If we bring this down right there, about 130, came up, broke through 115. 115 is good resistance or good support. It broke through, retested, bounced, come down, wicked off, sideways, sideways, sideways. So I'm still waiting for ADA to do its next leg. We just got the green dot on the 1 hour for ADA. So that's good. This flag I got going on here, I believe is on the 7 minute. So So we kind of broke out of this channel, fell back in and broke out. So I would probably move this maybe to something like that. Then move these targets. We seem to be retesting that channel again. So, but that brings us, like I said, to about 126. I do think we're inside of a bigger move for Cardano though. On the 1 hour. So on this bigger Cardano move is where I'm seeing the 150 at. That's where I came up with the 150 earlier. So still bullish on Cardano. I am still in a long on Cardano. I have a Bitcoin, an Ethereum, an XRP, and a Cardano long going right now, and they've been running. Well, the XRP I just opened up a little bit earlier because I'm expecting them Koreans to start buying it back up since they dumped it today. So, make them buy in at a higher price. Bitcoin and ETH I've been running for a couple of days, and Cardano I've been running since this morning, maybe last night. No, last night I've been running Cardano. So excellent. That is what I am seeing in the charts. If anybody has a specific Ondo, I did put in a sell order for the Ondo.
Oh,
at 180 though. So we haven't hit it yet. Almost. Yeah. That's the 1 hour. So there is a sell order in the DCA portfolio on Ondo for 180. And when that hits, I'm sure it will hit between now and Friday. So then we will reappropriate that money on Friday.
Excelente.
But
well,
other than that, I guess that is going to be it for the night. John has to run. I have a few things to take care of. Trading group. I will be in there again tonight. I put out some charts earlier in the group. Can't give you everything, but we got a lot of stuff going on in the group right now. So okay, that's all you get.
All right.
The first hit's free. That's it.
There we go. Teaser. Love it. But thank you all for joining us tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you enjoyed the stream and you're here, just say hi. Say what's up in the comments. Let us know what you liked or what you want to see more of. We appreciate you guys. And make sure you follow at Jpeg Empire on Twitter, at desert_crypto on Twitter, at _John Carter on Twitter, and then also at crypto_nightly on YouTube. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one every night, 6 p.m. PST. Yeah, Monday through Friday.
And if there's anything you guys would like us to cover or go over, or a project you want us to interview, John is like the interview guru.
Yep. The one with
reach
Nav.
out, drop us a tag, jump in Discord.
It's going to come out this weekend.
What's that?
The one with Nav is going to come out this weekend with Igon.
Okay.
I'm bullish on Igon. I bought a bag of Igon, so I'm excited about it. Might buy another bag on stream. So we'll do it.
I was actually looking at the Igon website today, trying to figure out some moves for the thing we talked about with the relaunch.
Yep.
I need some more particulars on that. So
yes, we'll get it. We'll get that together for sure. Maybe have another call with Nav. But anyways, this has been super great. Thank you guys for joining us. And we got a lot in store. We're cooking in the background. You know, you all see us every single night, but when you don't see us, that's when we're cooking. All right. Peace. Good night, everybody.